Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Outside the Shop NFL Draft Profile Edition. And we're going to be talking about a prospect that I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback out of Clemson. Now, first, I want to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in via YouTube, live stream, Facebook Live, and Twitter/Periscope. Share this with your whichever platform you're listening to, whether it's Twitter/Periscope, Facebook, whatever. Give it a like too. Leave some comments as well. Also below in the description, there is an article on some draft writing I'm doing for Fluent Sports on the top 15 interior defensive linemen in this upcoming NFL draft. So if your team needs an interior defensive lineman, definitely check that article out. It's good stuff. So Trevor Lawrence, what is there not to say? He is my number one overall player, my number one overall quarterback. He is the best player in this draft. By the way, I usually, when I do this, I go through teams who could use him. Every team could use Trevor Lawrence. He's going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Urban Meyer, congratulations. Bada bang, bada boom. We got that out the way. So here are the strengths. First of all, he can do everything. He can do everything. You can run any type of offense with him. He can run the read option. I know he's kind of like this tall, gangly-looking guy, but if you saw him a couple years ago in the college football semifinals against Ohio State, he's ripping off a 69-yard run against Ohio State guys. And when you're doing that, you know you have some speed to you. Also, there were many times this year where he's running a lot of read option, and he was making linebackers miss in the open field. Like, he's running away from people. He's making people miss in the open field. He's putting on juke moves on people in open space. That's really good. That's elite level stuff for a quarterback. He has the size, 6'6". He's about 220. When you look at his throwing, he has great velocity on his throws. When you see him throw it, it cuts. It cuts through the wind. It's beautiful. He's very good at looking to the slot receiver, which is something that I like seeing and something he improved on throughout the year. He knows how to work the middle of the field. He goes through his reads at a very high level. He can audible at the line of scrimmage. And these are just things intellectually that I see that he's doing that are very good, which means he's going to be ready to start and kind of go and be productive right away in the NFL. He played big-time college football, and a lot of times I don't mention that as, a trait or thing you should look at. But this is a guy that only lost, what, 2 games as a starter? Something like 2 games as a starter? Something crazy like that. Like, Trevor did a lot of winning. He did a lot of winning when he was the best player on Clemson. He did a lot of winning when he wasn't the best player on Clemson. Great college career. Leader of the team, face of the program. You know he can handle the spotlight. He's been the guy since high school. Was the guy in high school, was the guy in college. He's going to be able to handle this pressure, all the hoopla, and know what he needs to do at the NFL level. He's also getting married too, so I think that means, a crazy night for him is going to be drinking too much wine at night with the wife. It's not going to be, gallivanting and doing all this other crazy stuff that maybe quarterbacks who've been busts, i.e. the Jamarcus Russells, Johnny Manziels, have gotten in trouble for doing in the past as well. So I think that's a big plus that he's married, solid background, has his values and priorities really straight, and loves football. Also fought for the football season to happen, by the way, as well. Like I said, very good in the open field, goes through his reads, very aggressive down the field throwing. This guy is very aggressive. He's not a guy who's looking for the check down. He's looking for the home run ball, which that's something I love about him. I think sometimes quarterbacks, they always think about, let's look for the slot. Well, let's look for the check down. Let's look for the solid 7 to 10 yard pass. No, he's aggressive, throwing it down the field to make big plays to his wide receivers. He has good deep ball accuracy. His deep ball accuracy is pretty special. He's very good throwing on the run. That's very important in today's NFL. Not only can he run in the read option, and he can run to scramble, right, make linebackers and defensive players just in the open field. Like I said, he can throw on the run and extend plays like we see guys like the Patrick Mahomes like we see guys like the Aaron Rodgers do, which I think is great as well. He's fearless in the pocket. He's not afraid to get hit. And that's what I mean when I talk about extending the play, standing tall and strong in the pocket, delivering it down the barrel, throwing it down the field. And he's good on play action. Now, in terms of weaknesses, and this is nitpicking because there's a lot of great stuff about Trevor, but I will say this. Obviously, he had a super talented team in Clemson, similar to a guy like Tua Tagovailoa did at Alabama. Similarly, now people are criticizing Mac Jones right now. People have kind of dipped Justin Fields down. He played on a loaded team. And his team was always the best. So you could dip that from him. Take that as a little X, not in his favor, but not great ball placement accuracy, not special against tight coverage. And when I'm talking about tight coverage, I mean there's not any room. You need to make a really tough throw and just really sling it in there. Let's say 7 to 10 yards, 15 yards. He's not super accurate there to where he's going to cut it and he's going to throw it and it's going to be super pinpoint. right? And there's going to be a corner right on his wide receiver. He's not that type of quarterback, but that's something he can improve. And that ball placement is also, that's always been a concern of his, but it's gotten better throughout the years. And also, when I talk about him being aggressive, I love that about him, how he's always looking for the big play. He can be too aggressive, and sometimes that can lead to throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball. So those are the two concerns for me with Trevor. I love this prospect. Like I said, the number one player in this draft class is a QB and overall player. Jacksonville, you're going to have a player on your hands, all-pro type of guy. My prediction for Trevor Lawrence, I think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback in his rookie year of the NFL. That's how good I think this guy's going to be. We're talking about 4,000 yards, at least 30 touchdown passes, add in about maybe 8 rushing touchdowns. I think he's going to be really good and really special. And if you guys thought Justin Herbert, open some eyes, watch what that man Trevor Lawrence